This is Ambre from XANDRIA and you're listening that metal interview.
That metal interview. On this episode of That Metal Interview, we have a symphonic metal band by the name of XANDRIA, XANDRIA, and our guest is their lead vocalist, Ambre Vourvahis, who's been in the band since 2022, give or take. And this band is from Germany, but Ambre is half Greek, half French, as I ask her, and she talks to us about that, right? Where she's from and where she lives, so stay tuned for that. And she is here to promote the band's new second EP by the name of Universal Tales. And right now we are going to check out one of the songs on there by the name of No Time to Live Forever. We'll be right back. No Time to Live Forever. Wow, what a title. Listen to that. I mean, we are living, and then you say, I have no time to live forever. Wow, very cool. Very cool line there. And that is the newest single and video for XANDRIA, XANDRA. And our guest being Ambre Vourvahis from the country of Greece. And she speaks of her entrance to the band XANDRIA, how she got the gig, and her background there. So we appreciate her time to chat with That Metal Interview on behalf of your friend James. So don't forget to pick up their new EP dropping November 22nd, 2024, Universal Tales. Let's go and check out our chat with Ambre of XANDRIA. Check it out. Where are you? What part of the world are you at?
In Germany.
Okay. Is the whole band from Germany?
Yes. I'm not German, but I live in Germany.
Very cool. How's the weather up there in Germany?
Not good.
Really? Is it cold or?
Yeah. It's not that cold yet, but it's just raining.
Oh, okay. One of those days, huh?
Yeah, it's fall here in Germany. Autumn is not great.
I'm in Texas, in the US, so...
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I love Texas. But it's too humid in the summer.
Yeah, it's horrible. Horrible weather.
Yeah, really too much.
So let's start from the beginning. The beginning of your music life, if you will. What is your start in the music business? At what age did you find out you could sing?
I started like at the choir in school very early on. Of course, it was just because I liked it. I did not think too much about it, and then I've noticed that actually I can kind of sing, and the teacher also thought so. So I was just continuing in musicals and things at school later, and then I just continued on my own a little bit before I took some lessons to get serious about it. So yeah, that's how I started. I kind of discovered it a little bit like this on my own.
Which is your first band here?
XANDRIA. I was singing in other projects before, but nothing really serious.
Just local bands?
Not really local bands. They were actually from Texas. Very small projects.
Oh, okay.
I did a few guesting also for a Greek band. Was singing live with them, things like this, but nothing too serious before.
Yeah. Some people that are just hearing of XANDRIA, they think, yeah, that's your name. They think you're XANDRIA. Can you explain what's going on there?
What do you mean?
Some people,
sorry, I don't get the...
Some people think that's your name instead of Amber. XANDRIA, you're XANDRIA.
I have no idea why. It was, the band existed before me, so, and my name is out there everywhere.
Exactly.
So I don't know why they would think that this is my name. I never heard that before, actually.
So how did you find XANDRIA and how did you get the gig?
I knew Marco from before, and during the break that the band had, we started to work on some music, something like quite different, and just to have fun and then create something new. And then we just noticed that the songs can actually work for XANDRIA if we tweak them a little bit, if we transform a little bit. So then I was singing those demos. He really liked it, so it was just like, okay, then let's just continue this way.
Which is the first song you sang with XANDRIA in a rehearsal?
I don't know. The first song we play live, I think, was just Reborn, You Will Never Be Our God, and Ghost, like our first singles that we played live on our first tour.
Which is your favorite XANDRIA song from the whole catalog?
Universal.
Universal. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Which is the worst one? The one you don't want to sing? Something that you're like, oh man.
I I don't really remember the names, but there is just a few songs from, I think it's the Salome album from back then that I'm just not a fan of. Yeah, I don't even remember the name right now. That's how much I don't listen to them. But yeah, just from that era there, that album, just one or two songs that are just not my taste, really.
Do you take it personal when a journalist or somebody, a fan, compares you to former singers for Xandria?
I don't take it personal because they do that all the time with every single band that has like change of female singer, even among all the bands with a female singer. So I don't really take it personal. As long as the comment is not too mean regarding me, it's fine. It's something that people do, so it's okay.
Different subject here. You're French, right?
French Greek, yes.
French Greek. So how many languages do you know?
French, Greek, English. So that's 3. Familiar with a bit of Spanish, but yeah, and a bit of German. But that's it. Not much, but yeah.
Very cool. November 22nd, new EP, Universal Tales. Are you excited for this?
Yes, very. I'm glad we have something new and fresh, and it's always exciting, of course.
How's the response so far? What are you hearing on social media? What are you hearing from the label?
Yeah, everyone really likes it, actually. When we released Universal first, and that was really, I've noticed almost only positive things, so this is really good. I hope it stays like this for all the songs. The new one we just released also, No Time to Live Forever, seems to be also quite liked, so yeah, I'm happy so far.
It's good stuff. I got to listen to it.
Thank
you. Yes, very good stuff. People will like it. Fans will love it. It's very good metal. What would you consider the genre? Would you say it's symphonic power metal, or is it just power metal?
I would say it's symphonic metal, actually.
Okay. I guess power metal would be like Halloween, right?
Yeah, exactly. For me, it's a little bit separated, even though there is some power metal element in our music for sure. But yeah, I would maybe not categorize it like that.
How long did it take to record this EP, Amber? Is it from the very moment that you guys picked up a pen and a guitar? How long was this process? Maybe a year or so?
Yeah. It's of course we go on tour. It's I can't really put it in a timeline because it's okay. There's a song there finished, then there's another one, then we have breaks in between. But yeah, maybe all the songs coming together, maybe a year, not really more.
Are you the main lyricist?
No. I usually share with Marco, but on this EP, he wrote all the lyrics.
Okay. So what was your input to this album? I mean, EP?
We often sit together and just work on the songs a bit together. I can give ideas and things like this. But for this EP, actually, it was mostly Marco on his own, because he had those great ideas that came together quite quickly. So yeah, it's just happened. For example, Universal, I was at my parents'. He sent in France back then. He sent me the demos. He finished it really quickly. I was really blown away. So yeah, it came really quickly together, let's say.
Was everything written in the studio, or did you guys in the rehearsal place?
Marco writes at home in the studio, all the music really. So I joined there when we sit together and work on the songs. But yeah.
Very cool. How about in the studio, Amber? Did you warm up before singing a vocal part, recording, or did you warm up first before going into the vocal booth?
Okay. Right. I warm up before, and I warm up right before, also a little bit. Yeah, because we start in early morning often, and the voice is a bit, just waking up, so I need a little extra warm up. But yeah.
How about live? Are you a type of vocalist that warms up before going on stage, or do you just go up there and hammer it like Ronnie James Dio did?
Oh, he's amazing voice. But yeah, no, I warm up. I warm up a bit before the sound check, and I warm up before I get ready for stage, and then yeah, actually the voice by going on stage, it's good. It works well.
Right. Well, you're a great singer yourself too, so
thank you.
speaking of Ronnie James Dio, who are your inspirations here in as a vocalist? Do you have a superhero, I guess?
I love a lot of singers, but I don't really have inspiration in terms of I get that for myself in the music, trying to sound like them, because I cannot. I can only sing with my voice, really. But there are some singers that I really love. I love Cami from Oceans of Slumber. I think she has maybe my favorite even in the metal scene. I love Rob Alford, love it. Yeah, I think those are the voices that really mean something.
One thing, I'm a musician here in Texas, local stuff, nothing worldwide like you guys. One thing is singing. One thing is when somebody gives you a mic and you sing, and another thing is acting on stage. You move your arms, maybe you sway your head, or you move your body around, you walk around. How did you develop that? Did it come naturally, or did somebody just give you a mic and you started acting, I guess? Because do you understand? Because if you watch a video of, for example, of you with Xandria, or a live footage of you on YouTube, so you almost have to act, right? I mean, you have to not just stand there and sing like a stick, right?
Yeah, absolutely. This is something that I actually needed to learn. I thought it would come naturally, because I like singing, I like performing, I like dancing. So I thought, it's fine, it's gonna be fine, I'm gonna have the moves. But actually, you have to be conscious about it and do 10 times as much and as more as you thought. So I needed to learn this, and you have to free yourself, and that was something I wasn't used to in the beginning. So of course now I made a lot of progress on stage where I feel really free, so I can move freely and make bigger gestures. It doesn't come necessarily naturally as you could think. Even for some, I guess it does, and for some others, you have to stay conscious about it.
Yes, it's a whole other monster there, I guess. You have to move around and have some charisma on top of that, which you have, and you have to have that formula there, or it's not going to work, of course. So
thank you. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Right. If you could change something, Amber, on this last EP, if you had the chance to go back and fix something, what would you fix?
Oh, there's nothing. There's nothing I would fix on that EP.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think this one. I think everything just makes sense, and because if there was something, we did it. If there was something to change, we did it. As it's quite recent, we finished it not too long ago. So I think we made it in the best way we could, for what it is, of course, for the song, what the song required.
Of course, you mentioned Marco did a lot of the work, and you pitched in some stuff. When you guys were fixing this EP, did you think of the fans? How are they going to react live? Are they going to like this? Or they're not, or they might like this? Or did you guys just, I guess, fix the songs for yourselves?
It's a bit of both, actually. It's with most of the songs, we tend to think like this, of course. I mean, there is the ideas there. They will be there. But then, when you can add some little parts, extra parts, a C part, a bridge, you think, okay, what would the people like? What would engage them live, and how to make a part really shine if it's live. It's not that we think too much of this, but it's always good to do it in a way, because I think it forces you also to make bigger parts, maybe bigger like musically, where the people can really feel it. And some songs is just what it is. It's just that's the idea, and then you have to respect it, and you only think about this like 200 years, for example, because it has such the Celtic vibe. You have to respect it. You have to make something that works. So it's always a little bit of both.
Nice. New video and single, No Time to Live Forever. Who directed this video, Amber?
AVA.
Okay. Are you a type of vocalist, musician that likes and enjoys shooting videos, maybe standing there for a whole day and with the same song over and over? Or do you hate that part of being a professional musician?
I love it. And it's always, in most of the videos that we film are cold, some really cold. It's not the most comfortable thing to do, but I love it because it's the creativity behind. It's creating something new that doesn't exist that will make the music shine in a way. So yeah, I love it.
Right. Some people don't know that. Some people think, you go to YouTube, you watch a 5-minute video, a 4-minute video, and people think it's done in half an hour or less.
Yeah.
Some people don't know you got to stand there all day, right? Or 2 days.
Yeah, from morning to night. It's something. After that, I feel so exhausted, even mentally, because it's the focus. There's a lot of focus, and for the female singer, of course, the front singer, you have all the changes of outfit, the makeup, the hair, all of that to be aware of, and mentally it's really draining. But I love it, really.
The final outcome is well worth it, huh? Yep.
Yeah.
So who is Ambre for fans that want to know and are asking? What's a day like for yourself when you don't have a mic or the onstage wardrobe? What do you do on a regular basis?
I actually dedicated everything to music now. Because it happened when I was finishing my studies, and I did not really want to do something, that is just non-music related. So I thought I stopped everything. I had a student job also for many years, and I stopped everything to really fully dedicate everything to the band. So everything that is around it, even social media, it's work, creating content, thinking about the videos. There is a lot happening also, just not only the singing, of course.
How do you feel about 2024? Let's say there's a lot of female metal musicians and singers and musicians. It's real obvious. There's a lot of bands out there. How do you feel about that? Do you see the progress there? More females on the road, I guess.
Yeah. There is definitely a change in the last years with more bands coming and sounding professional right away, which is great. It's maybe some people would think, okay, now we lost a little bit the charm and the naivety of the bands from 80s, 90s. Starting and being quite rough. It has some charm, but I think nowadays the standards have changed. And if you sound not professional, really, it's harder to make it, of course. So, but I'm quite impressed how, when a band is a newcomer with a new first album and it sounds super well produced and professional, it's something to have respect for.
Yeah, well said. There you go. November, you got a European tour with Serenia and Genus Ordinis Day.
Ordinis Day, yeah.
Yeah. Are you excited for this?
Yeah, very. And I will perform with Genus Ordinis Day on stage also. I'm quite excited about this because I love, I like this band since their first album, actually. So, yeah, it was a good match altogether with Serenia, of course. It's quite a good symphonic metal match. Exactly.
Who chooses these bands, Ambre? Is it the label, or do you guys look around and shop around, and how is that organized?
We often actually we often choose, especially for bringing a special guest or openers on our tour. I like to bring bands that I like to choose the bands that I like, for example, the music, and that I respect also. So, but when it's a co-headliner, this was we had it in our mind to ask Serenia, and then our booking agent just did it because he thought that could be a good idea. So sometimes we get ideas from our booking agent, and most of the time we choose.
Have you guys started rehearsals for this tour?
We won't rehearse this time now, but because we did it before, so now we are kind of like the summer, so we are kind of warm still.
What is on your playlist, Ambre? What do you listen to? Are you a metalhead, or do you listen to opera or maybe pop or something?
Yeah, I love metal. I love pop too. Just not all pop, but I love metal. At the moment, I'm very much into the new Oceans of Slumber, of course. They just released an album. I've been listening on repeat. I'm still listening Unleash the Archer, the new album, newest blast. I love this band so much too. and the last Nightwish. I'm very much on rotation, and the Judas Priest also. For me, those are the best albums so far of the last 6 months.
Where do you see metal in 20 years? Some of these older bands like Iron Maiden, you mentioned Priest, Metallica, they're in their 60s, maybe early 70s. Who do you think is going to carry the flag here for that kind of music and for your genre too, symphonic metal?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I think unfortunately they might not be bands that can reach that kind of level just because it's the time we live in, right? It's when you are the first in your genre, it's always you become the best, you know, like Black Sabbath, then Priest, then Iron Maiden, Metallica. They did it kind of first, and at that time you could get really, really big. And nowadays it's a little bit trickier to have that kind of classic, international, you know, like bands. But there are some bands that are just growing and that will be really huge. I think Nightwish will just continue growing for the genre, for our genre. Ginger will also become really, really big. Arch Enemy even bigger. So I think there are some bands that are going there.
Well, you guys are also getting bigger. I mean, everywhere we turn, us fans, listeners, you guys are. I see the name XANDRIA left and right.
Oh, that's nice. That's good.
That's a good thing, right? What do you think is going on?
Course.
What's going on there? Is it the label, or do you think does your music speak for itself, or what are you pointing at?
Nah, the label is not really. I mean, they are doing something, of course, but it's mostly the band that is working his ass off, you know, to go on tour, to get festivals, to have opportunities, to post on social media, create content, stay present, make music. You know, it's a lot, and I think that because I think our music now it has grown. I think the band has evolved, so people, I think, are noticing that, and because we stay present, I think it's spreading. I think it's kind of working, the work. But yeah, it's a lot of work.
Well said. My next question is, it's kind of similar to this. You might have already answered it. Do you think a new band can make it out there without a record label, only with social media, or do you think a new band needs a label nowadays?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. I'm thinking about this sometimes, you know, and I think with social media you can make it. Yeah. It's hard also. It doesn't mean that you will, because it's sometimes it's so random what's going to go viral or not, or because if it doesn't go viral, it will take 20 years to build, or maybe you can make it in 3 years, you know, but it's so random sometimes that, and you don't even know what kind of content is getting out there, and so it is complicated. But if you have the chance to make it, and if the music is really good and something fresh, I think you don't need a record label.
Now here's a sci-fi question, Amber. If you could time travel, where would you travel to, and which year?
In the 80s for the music.
The 80s, you said?
That's the best. Yeah, I think that's the best era in music.
Yeah, I agree. I'm an 80s fanatic too. Yeah, I mean, I love symphonic metal. Yeah. But what part of the 80s? Would you go to Sunset Strip? Is that what you're saying, or would you go to what part of the 80s? What New York? Maybe England?
That's actually a good question. There was some good things coming all over the place. The US, of course, was really good. England, also a lot of big bands are coming from England. Maybe the US.
Speaking of the
maybe
US,
the US mid 80s, like Bon Jovi time or something.
Right. Slippery When Wet. Yeah, there you go. Very cool. So you mentioned the US American tour. You guys have a tour here with Delane in March of 2025, right?
Yes.
You guys have been here in the US before. What's your favorite part of touring the US?
There's so much. For me, this is my favorite place to tour, because I just love the vibe. I love the people. They are so friendly. I always feel very comfortable, like I can be myself in the US. I love the landscapes, going through all different states. I love even you know, the changes in mentalities is interesting also, between, you know, some the West Coast, the East Coast, the North, South is for me, it's really interesting. And I never had a bad experience going there with the people, no matter where we were. So I love it, really. And the fans are so loving while being really respectful. It's something that I really notice and I really appreciate. And
right.
The food is great. When you can find good food, I don't mean, you know, what people think when you say food. No, there's not only fast food in the US. There's every restaurant of every country you can imagine. So, and there's super high quality things. It's great.
Do you follow a strict diet especially in the US, because there's a lot of McDonald's and fast food restaurants? Do you follow a diet, or are you a McDonald's person, or?
No, I try to follow a diet, but it is difficult because sometimes we are in places where, you know, we have days off, we have a hotel, and often it's on the way, and you stop at you are at the truck stop, and yeah, of course it's only fast food. So, and the problem is I have to eat more on tour than what I usually would do, because to keep the energy level, because I don't sleep the best, especially in the US with the roads. So right. I have to keep the energy, so it's important. So yeah, sometimes the only solution is to have fast food, but we're trying to avoid it as much as possible. We take an Uber, often this is what we do with the band, and then we go somewhere else, even though it's like 20 minutes away, you know. Are you a good restaurant with good food?
Yeah, it's hard. I understand. I live here, so there's a lot of good stuff and bad stuff, a lot of bad food, and understood.
Yeah.
Are you the type to talk to fans after a performance, or do you usually just go to your van, your bus, and get your rest for the day?
It depends. It depends where we are, and it depends. If, for example, I was really overwhelmed because the fans were so amazing that night, I just want to go out there, you know, and meet them, and I tell the band, let's go, because they were so fabulous that, you know, I just want to say thank you and meet them. It's such a good vibe. And sometimes I'm really tired and the reception wasn't maybe the best. So then in that case, I would just go sleep.
Right. So when you guys have like you said, a bad reaction, or not a very good reaction, do you guys change songs around? You know what? This song didn't work very well live. Let's try this one out.
Not really. Not really.
Amber, thank you for your time, and I appreciate it, and we'll see you in the US sometime soon.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Keep rocking.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Universal Tales is the name of Xandria's second EP, dropping November 22nd, 2024, and you guys will have access to it on November 22nd, 2024, right? And if you were listening to this before November 22nd, that means you do not have access to it, but you do have access to 2 singles and videos that have been dropped so far by the band and the label being Napalm Records. Songs being No Time to Live Forever, which is the latest one, and before that, Universal. So thank you to Ambre for sharing her time in her busy life with Xandria, as she talks about. Very cool. And she talks about the genre of the band, symphonic metal. For those of you that know Xandria, they are about to kick off a tour in Europe. Listen to that. You guys have to be aware of that. In November, they are to kick off a tour, a co-headlining deal with Serenia, and special guests, Genus Ordinis Day, kicking off November 19th of 2024 in Warsaw, Poland, at the Hydro Zatka. And there you go. And then after that, they'll be doing a tour in the US with Delane. As if that wasn't enough, talk about a busy band. And of course, support comes from Edge of Paradise, as we have spoken to Margarita there in the past before. That kicks off on March 7th in Phoenix, Arizona at the Nile, and wraps up in Austin, Texas at Come and Take It Live, which is my state where I reside, where I will be visiting the band Xandria, Delane, and the Edge of Paradise. So don't forget to support the band and Ambre and XANDRIA on social media. Check them out. A very, very cool band. Symphonic metal, if that's what you like. It is metal regardless, so check them out. Go to their merch booth, as I always say. Support them, purchase merchandise, and pay at the door. Anyways, on behalf of the podcast, thank you guys for supporting and sharing and downloading our episodes wherever you might listen to this. And don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and ring the bell, as that will give you access, and you'll be notified when we drop new episodes and news, rock metal news, of course. Anyways, thank you guys for your support, and don't forget to keep it metal.
That metal interview.